What do we have for Leo? Oh. Death, Scorpio energy at the foundation of the reading, Leo. Leo, the message that I have for this reading is that they don't see what they've become. I feel that whoever it is you're dealing with here has been given countless chances to do the right thing by you, and they have failed countless times. It's a situation where somebody may begin to go through karma, and it's very clear to them why they're going through that karma. And this is the kind of person that will be all of a sudden praying on their hands and knees, begging for mercy. This isn't typical behavior by this person at all. They don't pray. They don't have any sort of relationship with God, the divine, the higher order. It's only when they start to feel the consequences of their actions do they drop to their knees. Now, I feel that the divine kept giving this person chances, and when the energy would start to lighten up around them, maybe they weren't feeling the karmic consequences in such an extreme manner, they go right back to what they were doing before they felt the consequences of their actions. I also feel that the divine has allowed this person to access some sort of power to see how they'd handle it. And again, they have failed miserably. And all of this has happened because of where the universe is leading this person. The universe knew that they were going to fail, but they just wanted to see how truly disconnected and how bold they were with their actions towards you and probably several others. This person has accumulated a lot of really horrible karma, and they have refused to transform with this death card at the foundation of the reading. The death card is all about deading one cycle, beginning anew. It's the energy of transformation. But not only have they refused their own transformation, they tried to stand in the way of yours. This person has gone out of their way to try and harm you. They have crossed many spiritual laws, I'm hearing, in regards to you. The kinds of spiritual laws that may seem like they won't face consequences for inside this third density, because it's almost something that you can't really prove, right? Sort of like when somebody does spell work on you. It's not really the type of thing that you can press charges against somebody over. Can't get a restraining order on somebody for doing spell work on you, right? There was once a time when you could, hundreds of years ago. And it's so interesting that as time has gone on, we have done away with these laws. Why? Why do that? Everybody knows it's something that is very much alive and well and used by many, many people in this world. It almost seems like this world we live in simply allows it. However, the higher order, the divine, the spiritual realm sees all, and it is not allowed. I'm hearing something about an individual try to strip you of your destiny and your inalienable rights. For some of you, this could be a family member. It could be an ex that you have since moved on from. It's very much an energy of, if I can't be happy, well, neither will you. But through all of this, Leo, you have kept leveling up. You have kept evolving. You've kept pushing forward. As difficult as that may have been, you've had faith, you've been strong, and you're still here, fighting the good fight. And I feel that your day in the sun is not far away now. You're also going to realize why things had to unfold in the manner they have. Basically, the timing of things, it had to go in a very specific order, in a very specific way. Had it not have unfolded the way it did, you might not be the person that you've become. That fight has served you. That fight has armed you with more than you may be fully aware of right now, Leo. I feel that you just got so used to being inside this energy that you couldn't really see the forest for the trees. Very soon, I feel that you're going to be able to get a higher perspective over what's been taking place here, because this person, no matter what they do, no matter how much they delay you, stagnate you on your path, they cannot stop what is yours by divine rights. And what is yours by divine rights is a well-deserved transformation and huge level up in your life. Right on the bottom of the deck, 6 of Wands. Leo, that is your energy right there, and 4 of Wands. Okay, so not only do we have an energy of victory, but we have an energy of celebration, and then the Knight of Pentacles. So this Knight of Pentacles, along with this 4 and 6 of Wands, really follows what I said. The Knight of Pentacles is a very slow-moving energy, right? So this is this grinding energy that you have had to push through. And now you have this victory. It feels like it's right outside your grasp, but it's right there. 2 of Cups, Emperor, wow. Hangman, and there's that perspective. And it's interesting because I said You couldn't see the forest for the trees. And it's almost like you're on a tree here and you're getting this aerial perspective over what you've had to deal with. And you're like, oh, now I get it. Now I know why this took so long to get through this cycle. Leo, you have a lot of really good energy coming through for you. Two of Cups, some sort of new partnership, a new foundation as well. What do we have at the sacral, please? Could be a new home for some of you. Okay, too many cards. Ace of Swords, King of Pentacles, so emphasis on your stability and that victory again. Eight of Pentacles, Virgo energy at the sacral. And this all has to do, again, with how much work and dedication you have been putting into yourself and just improving your circumstances and your life all around. The divine is preparing you for something, Leo. Now, I don't know if you've had some sort of career or project that you have been aiming for, or this could just be representing your life as a whole, but there's something here that you are about to extract from all of this, and it's going to make, again, all of this make sense. This is one of these moments when you arrive at something and you realize that everything that has taken place up until that moment was to align you with what you now have right in front of you. The Eight of Pentacles at the sacral is also emphasizing your passion in regards to whatever this may be. So it's something that I feel that you have wanted. It's something that has been, I'm hearing it's something that's been on your heart for quite some time. In your soul, it's like a true heart's desire. And this is all being made possible in this new timeline that you were preparing to enter into. I feel that what you're about to attain here almost seemed completely impossible where you're coming from. It just felt so far away from you. I'm also hearing something about you praying for change, you praying for something. And, you know, I've been mentioning this in the readings lately about, you know, be careful what you pray for because you just might get it. And what I really mean by that is when you begin to pray for something, it doesn't typically mean that all of a sudden the divine is going to open up some smooth path forward for you to get that thing. In fact, it's usually quite the opposite. You could all of a sudden find that your life starts to fall apart in some capacity. It's like you're being removed from certain environments. People are leaving your life. You're losing things. It almost feels like you're being punished for something. But this isn't the case at all. The divine is clearing all the things out of your life that are not in alignment with you actually attaining this thing you've been praying for. It's like the divine saying, okay, we're going to bring this through, but this, that, and the other all have to go. Because all these things are the exact reason why you haven't aligned with this thing already. Now, again, this is one of these things that makes sense. Once you're on the other side, you look back and it's just so clear to you. But in the moment, it's very hard to understand what's taking place. But Leo, if this resonates with you and that sounds familiar, hold what I'm saying with you, okay? Because if you know that you have been doing your absolute best, you have been moving in accordance with your intuition and how the universe has been guiding you, if you begin to experience what I'm detailing here, then you will understand why. It's also very similar to when people pray for protection, right? The divine says, okay, we've got your back. We're going to be protecting you. But we also need to highlight some things that you may be up to in your everyday waking life that are keeping you open to attack. Behavioral patterns, mindsets, for some people, addictions. There's so many different ways this can show up. So again, your prayers, yes, are there to support you, but they're also there to unearth all of the little cracks, all of the little entry points where the enemy can get into your life. So keep that in mind, Leo. What do we have, the solar plexus? I just heard, you're not being punished, you're being prepared. What do we have, the solar plexus? The moon, Pisces energy at the solar plexus. So again, reinforcing what I just said, the universe bringing things out into the light, the universe unearthing things that need your attention. This can be directly related to areas of your life where you may have been, it's like deceiving yourself without even really knowing it. There's also something here about insecurity and subconscious fear. what I'm getting here is directly connected to this path that the divine is aligning you with. It's like the divine saying to you, hey, this insecurity you have, this fear that you have around whatever this may be, that's not going to serve you. This is, again, another big reason why you haven't been able to align with this thing. So let us help you with that. Let us heal that. Let's start working through that. Even though that may be uncomfortable for you, it's just another area that we need to bring out from the darkness, so to speak, so we can align you with this new path. I'm also hearing something here about going directly through your fears. Now, this is something we've all heard before, right? Just going head on through those fears, because on the other side of those fears, you always have a breakthrough. And that is very true. It's very much an energy of, I can't believe I held back from doing this for so long, or trying this, or stopping doing that, or whatever it may be. And it's interesting because that moon is right there at the solar plexus. Your solar plexus is all connected to your confidence, your personal power and drive. Simply put, this is the universe saying, Leo, you are now going to enter into a season where we are going to work on your confidence. We are going to give you a spiritual glow up. I'm also hearing something here. Okay, this is one of these situations where you go through this process and you find when you communicate with people that they seem more magnetized to you, right? More attracted to you, what you have to say. They just kind of smile at you different. It's because of that inner glow. See, that inner glow, that sort of divine glow, after you put in this hard work here, is the most attractive kind of energy that you can have on you. It's confident. It's secure within itself. It says, there's only one of me, and I'm perfect exactly the way God made me. And that right there is more attractive than anything, in my opinion. Yeah, I just heard you're aligning with your inner star, okay? So again, Leo, I just feel that there's a uniqueness about you that has been pummeled, is what I heard very clearly. But it's just something that I feel has been under attack inside this previous cycle that you are graduating on from. You were just really kept down. You were very much forced into this shadow Leo kind of energy. High vibrational Leo energy is very much, here I am, right here, front and center, exactly the space I'm supposed to be in. Little to no self-doubt, and holding steady in that that God has a beautiful plan for you. But that beautiful plan for you all depends on you accepting yourself for who you are, exactly how you are. And then right on the bottom of the deck, we have the 10 of Wands, 5 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, there's just something about an opposing energy that I feel really stopped you in your tracks. Really slowed you down here. It's like you're finally getting to the point where you're being freed of this energy. You're letting go of the stress of the past. And this goes without saying, but you're ready for change. But what I mean is, you've put in all the work that the universe has guided you to put in to prepare you for this change. So even though you have wanted this change this entire time, you weren't ready until now. What do we have at the heart, please? 2 of Swords, Libra energy at the heart. Leo, I feel like, yeah, look, she's got the yellow slippers on, right? Yellow solar plexus. So I feel like you're about to make some sort of decision now. It's like you've been at, yeah, look, the Fool. So a new beginning. Card 0. 8 of Wands, movement. Now, I feel like you are about to make a decision, something that you've quite possibly been sitting on for a while, because again, maybe you just weren't prepared for this yet. But it's like you make this decision and you say to yourself, I wonder why I didn't decide this sooner. It's so obvious. But what I'm getting here again is that you just weren't ready. The timing wasn't right. I feel like some sort of door is opening up for you, and it could be from now until the end of the year. Okay, I'm hearing also going into January. There's some sort of big change that is about to take place here. You could be moving. Maybe you're getting a new opportunity somewhere. There's countless different things I'm picking up here, so place it as it fits. But it's all connected to you deciding, you know what? It's time to get the energy moving. It could just be that a lot of you were going through some sort of deep emotional healing, and you're finding yourself in some sort of environment or space that you almost can't stand to be in anymore. It's like going into hermit mode for a really long time, and you're really comfortable inside that space. You almost don't want to leave. And then all of a sudden, something comes over you. You just wake up one day, maybe a few years after being in that space, and you're like, I've got to get out of here. I want to reintegrate. I want to be a part of the world again. I want to go live my life. I am ready. And it's so interesting because it's a space where you almost thought that that was it. All right, this is where I'm just going to be for the rest of my days. But the universe has shifted the energy around you. And although you don't have anything against the space that maybe you're ready to move on from, it's just not providing you with what you need anymore to be able to grow. What do we have at the throat, please? Two of Cups, Cancer energy. So we saw the Two of Cups already, and now we have it coming out again from a completely different deck. I have two decks on the table, 1, 2. Okay, so this could represent the new opportunity, a new partnership. And for those of you that have been single for a while and just working on yourself, this could definitely represent you aligning with somebody after you've gone through this cycle of shadow work. But this Two of Cups can also represent new friendships, just new communities. Again, it just feels as though you make a decision. Okay, I'm done with this. I don't want to spend the rest of my days at the crossroads needing to make a decision. I'm ready to move forward. And as soon as you do, the universe just brings all this new energy into your life. I feel like there's a move on the cards for some of you. Right here, you're near the water. Right here, it's almost like the scenery is just different, right? Two of Swords, also making a head over heart decision, right? The water representing the emotions. You're not allowing your emotions to hold you back any longer. And it's like right here, that knight is emerging from the water and he's got armor on. It's almost as if he's also highlighting the need to make a head over heart decision, which is so interesting because the Two of Cups is all about emotion. Oh, I get it. This cycle of healing that you've been in, Leo, was absolutely necessary to be able to align you with a new opportunity. For example, it's like you have to heal from a situation that you may have dealt with. Maybe, for example, let's say somebody was in a really toxic relationship and they're carrying all that wounding with them, all the resentment, all the bitterness, and then they try to get into another relationship only to realize that they are now self-sabotaging in that new relationship because they didn't take the necessary time to heal. But this is different. This energy reads as somebody who has taken the necessary time out to heal, and now they are available emotionally for a new connection or a new opportunity. And it doesn't have to just be romantic. Sometimes we find ourselves in a toxic relationship with an individual, and it makes us lose faith and trust in other people in other areas of our life. We just start to kind of have this jaded perception over all humans. It's really peculiar how one individual can allow us to feel so wounded by the entire human race, but it's a very real thing. It's like saying I've lost all faith in humans when there's a whole world of really good people out there. But that's why, again, the healing has been so important for you, because it's allowed you to see this. Just because you went through a bad situation with one person doesn't mean that the entire world should be punished for that. Because in doing so, you're only really hurting yourself at the end of the day anyway. And this is such a great example that I'm giving here on why shadow work is so important, why you must take time out to heal and not just jump back into a new connection with somebody, if it's of the romantic kind. What do we have at the third eye, please? Too many cards. What do we have at the third eye, please? Devil. Right there at the third eye. Wow. Leo, this is a huge karmic cycle that you're closing out here. Whatever you've dealt with here, it has colored every single sector of your life. It has caused you to have to reevaluate everything, all your friendships, career opportunities, romantic relationships, the relationship you have with yourself. From the top down, a full reevaluation on how you show up in this world and how you interface with your reality was necessary to be able to move forward in power. Because what I'm hearing here, Leo, is it actually goes far beyond those events, those people, those situations you dealt with. You're starting to realize now that there was something inside of you this entire time that told those people it was okay to treat you that way. It's like somebody who always finds themselves being a pushover because they feel like they show up in the world lacking something and that they have to make up for it by being a people pleaser or by allowing people to walk all over them. I know, it doesn't make any sense, but this is just how it goes sometimes. You don't even realize that you're doing this until you get on the other side of it. You're like, oh my God, I've spent a lifetime being a people pleaser. Why? You start digging back in your childhood and you realize that maybe there's something way back when that took place where you felt the need to always prove yourself to others, which, let's face it, you're not going to attract the best people when you hold that kind of energy. You're going to attract people that want to take advantage of you because it makes them feel powerful, right? So once you grasp what it is I'm saying here and do this healing work, you start to realize you're attracting better people, better situations, better romantic partners, better career opportunities. Your entire world changes, and it all comes down to the relationship you keep with yourself. What do we have at the crown, please? 7 of Cups, Scorpio energy at the crown. Now, the 7 of Cups is following this Devil card perfectly because this is telling us that you have been healing the energy of self-delusion, not seeing yourself for who you really are, but rather putting another identity that I feel was constructed by these events and by these traumas in place of the real you. And that's a little bit of a mind bender. But if I was to really give you the simplest example of what I'm picking up here, it's like you're waking up to the matrix of your own life. What you're finding is there's a whole different version of who you really are emerging from the ashes of the past, so to speak. The things that you may have once liked or been attracted to, whether it's material or things that you looked for in people, is completely shifting. It's all changing. You seek higher quality friendships, partnerships, and you will not settle anymore. See, this is what all of this energy is about here. You settled and it didn't get you anywhere. And this is not something that can be healed overnight. This is why we're getting an energy here that feels like it's taken forever. You know, when the universe puts you in hermit mode to heal, there's no telling how long you're going to be in that space for. It just really depends what your path has looked like up until that point. But make no mistake, the universe will keep you there until you're fully ready to reintegrate back into the world. And I feel that, again, you're ready now. The universe wants this change for you. The universe has plans for you. The universe has been, again, preparing you. It's so you could work on the relationship that you keep with yourself and with God. For some of you, it's you having a relationship for the first time ever in this capacity with God. That's what this is about. There's something extraordinary that I feel is going to open up for you, Leo. But you have to keep holding that faith and pushing forward, no matter what. I feel that lately you've been feeling a bit up and down in some areas of your life, but you have to understand that, again, that is all a part of the great clearing. Remember, it's not going to be perfectly smooth. It's going to be bumpy. It's going to be a lot of turbulence. So to reiterate, remember that when you're going through a bit of a bumpy ride, in that is your sign that you're well on your way. What do we have at the foundation, please? King of Pentacles, Earth energy at the foundation. Now, I feel that this King of Pentacles here is picking up on this energy that can't see what they've become. I just heard that they are the villain in your life. And the whole reason why this person's even coming through, and really why we even speak about the enemy or the opposing energy in any readings, is to let you know that you hold something of value within you. There simply wouldn't be any focus on you if you didn't. I truly believe that people can find themselves going through a lot of pain and suffering because of how extraordinary of a purpose they just might have. I know, sounds wild, but it's true. Sometimes pain and suffering is an indication of what you came here to do. It's like as soon as you're born into this world, into this life cycle, all these energies are attracted to you and they sense something inside of you that you may not even fully be aware of. You have that voice inside of you calling, but due to narcissistic projection and just gaslighting campaigns, you think that you're crazy, only to realize a little bit later on in life that no, that little voice inside of you was your calling, and that all of these people around you were there to make your life as difficult as possible, so you were never able to answer that call. Now, you can choose to believe that or not, but something tells me that a lot of you are sitting there with that, evaluating your life and the things that you have gone through, maybe still even going through, and it makes a whole lot of sense to you, right? When you think about the grand scheme of life, why is there a campaign against me? I didn't do anything. Why do these people just feel the need to hate on me? All I want to do is live a nice life and see other people happy too. So why are they targeting me? This King of Pentacles here is a very controlling energy. Whether this person is still in your life or not, I feel that they think that they are the authority in your life. It's a very sick, demented kind of energy here. And it has nothing to do with anything other than the fact that you make this person feel called out simply by you living your life the way you are. And then we have this Ace of Pentacles at the sacral. Now, this Ace of Pentacles shows up very similar to this King of Pentacles here from this particular deck. I feel that whoever this is representing for you has done everything in their power to make things more difficult for you. They've gone out of their way to create delays in your life. This person may have used other people that you knew as well to come for you, almost like an innocent. Now, if this is a family member, like a sibling or something, this person is so despicable. They're the kind of person that would involve innocent individuals to do things unknowingly against you, maybe through ritual or something like this. And that's just an example that I'm giving you so you understand how demented this person is. You can't really put anything past them. But this is also right underneath this Eight of Pentacles. There seems to be an energy here that has been targeting your finances and your stability. It's like somebody who is constantly concocting plans to stop your movement forward, to slow things down for you, just to make things more difficult. It could show up incrementally to where it's almost hard to notice. But what you start to realize is that when this goes on for a long period of time, year after year, it can all add up to a complete loss of success and a complete lack of forward movement. In other words, it's like you get on the other side of this energy, you start to have movement, and you look back and you're like, oh my God, they were doing that the entire time. And I only just now see it because I'm completely removed from that energy. You know, it just takes time. You could be removed from an environment for a few years and just wake up one day and you have a complete epiphany. You're like, oh my God, I think they were doing that the entire time. Yeah, a lot of times it takes a bit of movement forward to be able to see that. Because in areas where you may have felt restricted or like you just never could see any sort of positive response from the universe, it almost feels effortless now. It felt like it was absolutely unbearable and impossible in that previous cycle. Something must have been up. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? Hierophant. Taurus energy at the solar plexus. Restriction. All of this energy speaks about delays, stagnation, greed, domination. And it's interesting because the moon is illuminating what was holding you back this entire time. The Hierophant from this deck is a godless energy. It's an energy that's coming for you because you are challenging the authority that they think they hold over your life. What do we have at the heart, please? Six of Swords, Aquarius energy at the heart. Again, all of these cards are all speaking about stagnation, restriction, domination, making you feel stuck, like you can't move forward. But then we have the Hermit, Virgo energy, alchemy and transformation. Okay, so we spoke the Hermit into existence. Here it is, confirming what we're saying to be true. Okay, you just wake up one day and where you felt this restriction for God knows how long, even after you removed yourself from these situations, well, again, you just wake up and it's gone. You're like, oh my God, I'm back. That energy's gone. I'm ready. I'm ready to reintegrate. And it's all because of this, right? Confirms what I said about the universe removing you from hermit when the universe says you're ready, and no sooner. You know, a lot of you have had to go into a kind of solitude or just be alone with yourself. Soul searching was required of you. You know, you're coming from some karmic cycles where you're starting to really see now that your relationship with Source wasn't nearly as strong as it is now, which again makes all of this make sense, right? You also start to understand another side of life that really sees us being so bombarded with living inside this world that very much feels as though there's something trying to keep you from nurturing that connection with Source, which makes you want it even more. We live in a world that is constructed to keep us from going inward and finding ourselves. What do we have at the throat, please? 6 of Cups, Scorpio energy at the throat. Says right here, Shalia, God who steers all men, motivation, lifts up those who are fallen and humiliated. See, I just heard very clearly, you're not being kept from anything. You're going to be given the world, but you're being prepared so you can show up and embrace those things and ensure that they don't slip through your fingers because you're holding on to these residual energies that you picked up from this cycle right here. This is very important. A really simple way of compartmentalizing that is understanding that until you heal whatever you've gone through in this cycle here, you're carrying residual energies around with you from these individuals, from these situations that can see you sabotaging a new beginning based on what they put you through because it wasn't healed correctly. And that right there gives these energies a win. This is them still affecting you even though they may not be in your life anymore. And I know that is not something that any of you want to give these individuals the benefit of doing. What do we have at the third eye, please? Too many cards. What do we have at the third eye, please? Too many cards. What do we have at the third eye? What do we have at the third eye? What do we have at the third eye? 5 of Pentacles, Taurus energy at the third eye. Ashaiya, the forbearing God. Patience, reveals secrets of nature. Now, the 5 of Pentacles from this deck is an energy that is speaking about a new kind of hope flooding into your life. And it's also further highlighting what I said here about new opportunities, okay? For some of you, new jobs, just doors opening up for you. And given the fact it's the 5 of Pentacles in its shadow is an energy of overcoming a lack mindset, a poverty mindset, just an overall energy of loss, right? That is directly connected to this devil energy here. It's like the tentacles of this energy here you are ridding yourself of, and you are moving forward, and everything is just beginning to flow for you. See, this cycle that you're graduating on from, it's like spiritual poverty. You know, I was mentioning something closer to the beginning of the reading about these being spiritual crimes, right? You can't really press charges against somebody based on what they are, but you are very much getting spiritual kind of justice here. And it requires your faith. It requires your patience, your dedication to nurturing a connection with Source, staying close to Source. What do we have to close out the reading for Leo, please? Wow. The Tower, Mars, Aries, Scorpio energy at the crown to close out the reading. I've also been feeling a tower-like energy weaving throughout this reading, so I'm really not surprised to get it at the very end here. And, you know, the Death card represents transformation. right? We mentioned that they're trying to stand in the way of your transformation, your level up. But then right here, it says, disruption, warns of disasters, aids in transformation. Okay? So you follow the blueprint. You go through this process, and then the divine bulldozes a path for you where it almost seemed like there wasn't one before. That's how the tower is showing up here. You know, the tower is breaking down all of these false securities in your life. You know, I mentioned that be careful what you pray for because you just don't know what may begin to fall apart all around your life, right? Which is just basically a message of removing all of the things that aren't in alignment with what you're praying for. And that's exactly what this tower is confirming to us. The change is here, okay? Some of you can't see it right now because you're still going through this process. And if that's the case, then you just need to work on your faith. But I have seen this energy many, many times. I've dealt with this in my own life. And I can tell you that if you just remain steady, despite what may be coming your way, keep your focus, you remain patient, no matter what trials and tribulations may come across your path, you will get to the other side of this. It's all a part of removing you from one area and transporting you to the next. It's like saying, hey, we heard your prayers, but little do you know, you're in this heavily wooded forest over here, and we've got to get you out of there, okay? So we're going to come through. We're going to send in some guides. They're going to navigate you out of that heavily wooded area. But you need to know that it's kind of scary going through that heavily wooded area. There's monsters, there's rough terrain, there's all sorts of demons, situations that we're going to have to help you get through. So you got to have faith. You got to be strong and know that in some cases, the more crazy it begins to get, the more it feels like things are breaking apart, the closer you're actually getting to the breakthrough. Given the fact that we are getting this reading here, Leo, in such a pronounced way, I don't feel this is far off for you. I mean, it really depends where you're at in your own individual journey. You're most likely going to feel it. You can see the signs around you. It's just a situation where you may need to look at the deeper meaning behind the signs. You know, rather than saying to yourself, oh, well, I just lost this. This is falling apart. I must be doing something wrong. No, look at it more like the universe removing the things from your life because you cannot take them where you have been praying and wishing to end up. Okay? So have faith, work on your connection, stay prayed up, and hold the line. Hold the line, Leo. All right, Leos, this is what I have for all of you. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. If you would like to support my channel, there are a few ways that you can go about doing this. Of course, donations are always greatly appreciated, and I would like to extend my gratitude to everybody who continues to donate. You can also visit my online store, which is made up of things that I have designed myself that are all extensions of the creative universe of my channel. And I would like to thank everybody who has already gone there and made purchases. I'm very grateful for your support. Information for personal readings can be found in the description down below. You can also join the membership side of my channel. It's only $2.99 a month, where I upload additional readings each month that are not available on the public side of my platform. But lastly, I would like to know how this reading resonated with you. So leave me a heart and or a comment down below, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Take care.